Are you serious? Are you serious? Here we go. North Korea's Kim Jong-un threatens America. Well, North Korea vows to respond to the reckless U.S. Navy move. That's the headline out of Yahoo News today. North Korea denounces the United States deployment of a naval strike and its group that has been sent to the region today, warning it is ready for war as Washington tightens the screws on the nuclear-armed state, the Kermit state. Kim Jong-un, you are done. That may be the theme coming out of the White House. Matter of fact, the strike group, which includes the Nimitz-class aircraft carrier, the USS Carl Vinson, canceled a planned deployment trip to Australia for the weekend and headed for the Korean Peninsula instead of to show some force. Matter of fact, this goes to prove that the United States have a reckless move for invading North Korea and have reached a serious phase, according to a spokesman from North Korea's foreign ministry, according to the state news agency KCNA. Now, North Korea is ready to react to any mode of war desired by the United States, and using the country's official name, the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. It's anything but a democratic government of the people. This thing is getting ugly and getting ugly fast. Matter of fact, thousands of troops and top military officials have gathered in North Korea to pledge loyalty to the leader, Kim Jong-un. Yeah, you know why they're doing that? Ahead of his grandfather's birth anniversary that's coming up. Folks, the reason these people are doing this is because if you don't show up, you get lined up in front of a firing squad, or worse, stand in front of a tank or something, blowed away, or fed to a bunch of hungry hound dogs like he did his uncle. Or maybe your half-brother. You get poisoned and you die gasping for air in the airport of Malaysia. Well, according to state media, they said on state TV showed thousands of goose-stepping soldiers marching in unison, carrying giant portraits of their regime's founder, Kim Il-sung. That's the grandfather. Remember him? Kim Il-sung. He was bad. Then there was Kim Jong-il. He was worse. And now there's Kim Jong-un. He's horrible. Well, they carried Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il's portraits in front of their embalmed bodies at the mausoleum. They say that the United States and the South, if they try to ignite the spark of war, we will wipe out all the invaders without a trace. Our strong preemptive nuclear strike capability is ready. Matter of fact, Kim Jong-un was not seen during this televised event because he's afraid he'll get assassinated. The South's prime minister and acting president warned of grave provocation by the North to coincide with other anniversaries, including the Army's founding day on April 25th. We got that to look forward to. Okay, we got that to look forward to. Another great military parade celebration. While his people are starving, while Christians are being butchered and murdered and imprisoned in slave camps all across North Korea, this is supposed to be the People's Democratic Republic of North Korea? Are you serious? Well, there is a possibility that North Korea would launch more grave provocations like another nuclear test to mark a number of anniversaries. And North Korea is on a quest to develop this long-range missile capable of hitting the United States mainland with a nuclear warhead on it, and has so far staged 5 nuclear tests, 2 of them last year. Matter of fact, satellite imagery analysis suggests it could be preparing for the 6th nuclear test with intelligence officials warning it could be less than 2 years away from achieving the ability to strike the continental United States. I think they're already there. I think it's not 2 years away. I think they're there. Okay? I really do. South Korea's top nuclear envoy said yesterday that after talks with the Chinese counterpart, that the two nations had agreed to strong new measures to punish North Korea if it carried out another nuclear test. The talks came shortly after Trump hosted Chinese leader Xi Jinping for a summit in which he pressed China to do more to curb North Korea's nuclear ambitions. We are prepared to chart our own course if this is something China is just unable to coordinate with us. That's the words of U.S. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson, who, by the way, guys, is sitting in Moscow right now. Putin won't meet with him, but the foreign minister of Russia is. And the United States is sending a clear message now to Russia. Dump Assad, or we will dump you and Assad. Not take Putin out of power, but basically they're saying to Putin, you have made an alliance with Iran, with Hezbollah, with who? Who is all your allies again? They're all radical Islamic Muslims to protect Assad. While the rest of the world is saying, what are you doing? Okay, right or wrong, folks, that is the situation. The alliance that Russia is building is always with radical Islamic nations, and they're not joining, unfortunately, this is becoming a very serious problem. So Trump is putting the pressure on Putin now to dump Assad, come on over to the rest of the world's view, and put somebody else in there. I think the United States even be willing to let Russia put their own puppet leader in there in place of Assad, but there has to be a change. Okay, so let's see how this all plays out. Obama tried and failed this same tactic, but he didn't have the same fortitude, if you will, that Donald Trump has. So let's just wait and see how this plays out. Pray for the peace in the region. And of course, the real question is, will somebody smack Israel? Because this is generally what happens. When the radical Islamic Muslim militants get put in a corner, somebody then just takes a whack at Israel and changes the whole narrative. And Israel knows this, and they're ready. So we're going to stay on top of this. This is biblical prophecy. And what's really wild, the people that Russia are communicating with, Libya, Turkey, Syria, Hezbollah. I mean, are you serious? Iran. We're almost talking about the Gog and Magog team, which is Russia, Iran, Turkey, Libya, and Ethiopia. I mean, what's going on here? Give your life to Jesus Christ, because basically this thing is coming to an end.